Namaste, Sacred Masters, and welcome to this pick a card session for your shadow work. We have the deck shuffle and 3 random cards from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck placed before you. If you want to purchase this deck, look for the link in the description box below. You can pause the video and take your time to see if any of these cards resonate with you, and then use the time code in order to jump to the card you choose. This is card 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget there are many more pick a card videos to choose from. You can find them in my playlist, Shadow Work Pick a Shadow Card, on my channel's main page, so don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell for more pick a card sessions. After you pick your card, I will explain what each card means in the book. Now, the book's description is poetic and can be confusing sometimes, but for the sake of sharing, I will read it out, then give you my interpretation of it. You will hear my interpretation when I remove my mask and speak with my normal voice. I will also give you a shadow prompt in order to get started on some shadow work based on the card you pick, together with Grabovia codes to help with your shadow work sessions, or sometimes a link to another video relating to the matter. Alright, let's get started. Pick a card and jump to the timestamp. The card you picked is Alone in the World. Represented by the third quarter moon, it is illustrated with a beautiful woman sitting naked on a precious bench under the morning light, in a closed and silent court paved with stone, laced by trees. Many blankets and drapes are around her, in color red and white like discarded wings. The sentence relating to the card: I made my home a cloister, my heart a chalice for the faintest breeze, and yet I stand alone. This card is about waiting for something to come back. When we parted ways, we promised each other, I will wait for you, and I will come back. We have used different words like, it's just for a few months, or a sharper pen like, I don't need you. Still, we are waiting. Mind has lost hope, body has lost memory, but our heart is still incomplete. It is shrined into a blessed feeling of longing and desire, innocence and hope. But it is also entombed into a well of solitude and distance. It builds walls to stall the passage of time, and the walls kept out everything. Will the prince come, or has the world gone silent while we waited? Waiting is a transition. It has a beginning and it has an end. Waiting is the night. Morning brings the sun to a new day.
Is there someone in your life that the absence of them makes you feel lonely? Whether it's an ex or a person that you wish to be with, oftentimes by placing them on a pedestal, it makes us feel more alone in our yearning for their company. Your shadow prompt should ask, what coping mechanisms have you been using to deal with being apart? You have to ask yourself whether you are feeling as though you are distracting yourself with outside stimulus, or are you doing something to actually better yourself rather than wallow in this negative state? Realize that the story of you and that personal person is probably a personalized one, and that it may be different for the other person. Find ways to heal and move on. If the person comes back, it is only to a new and improved version of you, something that nobody can resist. If you truly desire your ex or someone back, you can use this Grabovia number 180-80818 or the video posted above and description box below. If you want to know how to use Grabovia codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.
You pick the card Queen of the World, represented by the full moon face. It is illustrated with snowy background. White columns rise through the forest. A pale woman dressed in scarlet bright red with a crown of thorns and a white luminous lance strides forward, her posture confident and her feet bare. The sentence that resonates with this is, I am my world, and my world is me. I am royalty. This card talks about the space out and the space in. There is my realm and what is mine, and there are other places. I will not care if my world is made of thorn and ice, and if it's carved by my blood. My world is my world. I rule. I decide his borders, and I am law. I am princess. I am the blood in the veins of its heart. I am the warrior and the bride. I am alone, and I am the first among many. Be fearful of my world, because it's paved of my hopes and dreams, and you have no power there. I am greater than the stars, and more beautiful than the moon.
We are powerful and unique sentient beings. We feel right and at peace when we are performing at our peak and feeling at our best. When the opposite happens, we come crashing down on our knees. Oftentimes, it is the people around us that makes us feel less powerful than the authentic and true us. But what do you do when that happens? I know a lot of people try to stay positive in their heads, try to ignore situations so that they can stay in power within. But what you should be doing is preparing to face these situations truthfully and honestly. That's how we really stay in power. Ask yourself in this shadow prompt, what things can people say to bring you to your knees? Words do hold a lot of power. How can you begin to take the power out of these words? Those words, they can affect our thinking and our emotions. I have a whole video explaining how we can actually control that and master our emotions. You will want to click on this link, or I will post it in the description box too. Use the Grabovio code of 498518498 for strength and determination. If you want to know how to use Grabovio codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.
You chose Triumph of Lies. This card relates to the moon phase of the waxing gibbous and is illustrated with headless mannequins crowded against each other under a cold neon light. They are dressed in luxury clothes and pricey accessories. Among one has a crown skull floating where her face was supposed to be. The sentence that describes the feeling of the card is, not all that glitters is gold. Emptiness is felt when there is nothing under the dress. So what does this card mean? The Triumph of Lies is about appearance, and appearance is so important in this world. Day by day it seems more important. Can that be a lie too? We seek out to be what the world outside desires and not necessarily society at large. Our families or partners or friends place judgments on what we should be. In the dress we choose, we carve a mask of expectations, behaviors, and values to live by. It offers stability to ourselves and to our relations, as being honest and true to ourselves can be too tiring, too easy to make us hurt. Unfortunately, the relationship without the mask is not as straightforward as it feels. Inside the mask, envy grows, vanity takes root, lack of self-confidence becomes a habit. It gnaws at us and hurts us from the inside. It feels like it is ourselves, but it's not really authentic. It is just a lie we have made habit to believe in. When our lives become a gilded cage and our dress becomes a burden, we should remember that we were born naked.
What this card tells us is that we live many times in the way people want us to live, and we allow it to happen. By using external cues like money, cars, and houses, we try to fit into society but lose who we are in the process. Your shadow prompt for today will be: what materialistic thing that you own, that you bought just so you could impress others? Take a look around you. Are those things that define you? Or are you just succumbing to the pressures of what society deems desirable so you can feel you can fit in? Contemplate on that and ask yourself for each item, what truly makes you happy? You can use the Grabovio code 3396815 that is used for self-understanding and self-love. If you want to know how to use Grabovio codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.